Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of ShadeTV. My name is Marissa Hill, and the completionist in me feels good right now because I finally received the last and final and missing piece to my Powerpuff Nike SB Dunk Low Pack, and this is the Bubbles variation. Let's take a quick sneak peek. Welcome back, everyone, to another unboxing and review. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome in. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these unboxings and reviews. Today, we are finally going to be discussing the last Nike SB Dunk Low that I've been waiting in the mail for patiently. These are known as the Bubbles Edition. So we'll go through the overview of these, jump into size and fit, talk about how I styled this really fun pop of blue and yellow. Then we'll conclude with how these are currently doing on the resale market. So let's jump right into it. All right, so those of you who are huge fans of the Powerpuff Girls, you already know you're probably trying to go after each and every one of these colorways. I will say when I went to pick my pair up, which was the Blossom pair, at the skate shop, everyone in front of me, I think, actually received a pair of the Bubbles colorway. So this was definitely, I feel like, out of the three colors, the most popular, at least as far as the people that were at the skate shop with me. It seemed like every single person was going after this colorway, which makes sense because the majority of people, I think I was maybe the only girl in line. So most people, I think, were really intrigued that were guys into the Bubbles tone, which is this nice, just corky blue. One of the cool things I love about the pack is that they didn't really keep the same materials that they used on each of the Nike SB Dunk Lows. So this is a completely different material than my let's see if I can bring my Blossom one out. So completely different materials that they decided to go with on here. This one is a very shimmery kind of snake skin python pattern that you can kind of see on the toe box and on the front of the toe here, but really just reminiscent of Bubbles' character. So again, each of the sisters has a different tone and color as far as their look goes, and Bubbles has the cutest blue outfit, which is why they decided to go with this pop of cobalt blue. And then we've got some nice yellow, which is actually something that relates to her hair color. She wears the cutest little pigtails, and she's got blonde hair, which makes sense why they went with the yellow hue for the laces, but you do have an additional option of black. I feel like for this pair, typically sometimes I decide to swap out laces, but I feel like the yellow is really vibing right now with the pop of blue. And then we've got Bubbles' name right here, as well as Nike SB, and again, that cute Powerpuff font to match and signify that show perfectly. And then let's see what we've got on the inside here. So we've got Powerpuff Girls times Nike SB, and then remember we've got the sugar and spice and everything nice. So this is the sugar. So as far as the characteristics go, I would say that Bubbles is known as the sweetest of the three sisters. She's very, very just refined and put together, a little bit ditzy at times here and there, and she's just very cute and joyful. All right, so let's look at those details, then move on to the side paneling. Wrapping around to the side paneling, again, we're getting those underlays of that same Python material. Again, one of the cool parts about it is when it hits that light, it really does have this beautiful shimmer to it. Then we've got some smooth, bright yellow leather for the swoosh mark, which is outlined in that nice dark black shade. Wrapping around to the back, we've got an eye on the back, which is perfectly embroidered in the cute baby blue tone, which is the color and shade of Bubbles' eyes. The interior has the cute graphics of the Zoom POW Nike SB, which is very characteristic as well. And then we've got this beautiful satin material for the interior in that nice metallic blue. Then on the lateral side, this same exact components as the medial side. As far as color blocking goes and material goes, it's exactly the same. All right, now let's move to the bottom of the sneaker where we have this icy blue outsole and some yellow here. And then we've got a black midsole, which I think is definitely reminiscent of that kind of black stripe that's on Bubbles' dress, as well as the Mary Jane black shoes that she is always seen wearing. All right, let's take a look at those last and final details. As far as size and fit goes, I always say to size up half a size in SB Dunks, just because you do typically tend to get a little bit of that additional padding on the tongue and some additional padding on the back of your heel here. All right, so as far as styling goes, again, this is a really fun colorway, very different from the other two sisters. This is a nice kind of pop of blue and yellow. So for the first look, I wanted to keep it pretty simple with some light blue denim. So I wore some tight, skinny fitted jeans with a kind of matching biker denim jacket in a light blue tone. Then for the second look, I decided to wear my new Sky High Farm and CAUS and Nike collaboration jacket, which is in a navy hue. I feel like navy tones will complement this quite well. I wore a navy collared shirt underneath, and then again, those same light denim pants. Then for the last and final look, I decided to dress it up a little bit since, you know, Bubbles is the cutesy of the sisters. So I decided to wear this kind of shimmery cut off vest denim top, and then I had a matching maxi skirt for a more dressier feel.
of a dream. Every little thing I thought we'd be, learning how to let go of all the ways you burned me. And I was hurting, but you know what they say, time's got a good way of healing. I'm back to feeling I'm happy.
All right, so as far as the retail goes, these retailed at $135 and they're currently going between $250 to $465. All right, everyone, congrats to anybody who was able to cop any of the different colors from the drop. Definitely was fortunate to get all three, so stay tuned for an entire pack collection. Hopefully we'll have that up shortly. But that is it for this unboxing and review. My name is Marissa Hill. This is ShadeTV. We will catch you all next episode.
Never thought forever was you. My sky